Have you ever been bitten by your dog and immediately thought, why would they do that? Maybe it happened while you were petting them, maybe during play, or maybe it seemed to come completely out of nowhere, and in that moment, you felt confused, hurt, possibly even betrayed, because the dog you love just used the one thing you never expected them to use against you. But here's something most owners never learn. A bite is almost never the beginning of the conversation. It's usually the end of one. A conversation your dog has been trying to have with you for minutes, hours, or sometimes even weeks. And once you understand what those bites are actually saying, you'll never look at them the same way again. Welcome to Canid Mentor, where we understand dogs not just as pets, but as emotions that walk beside us. 1. The bite that started long before the bite. Imagine you're sitting on the couch. Your dog is beside you. Everything seems normal. You reach over and start petting them. They seem relaxed, maybe even happy. Then suddenly, they turn and snap. Most people call it an unexpected bite. But for dogs, it usually isn't unexpected at all, because long before the teeth appeared, the signals appeared first. A dog might stop leaning into your hand. Their body becomes slightly stiff. Their eyes shift away. Their breathing changes. Tiny signals, so small that most people never notice them. But to your dog, those signals are important. They're polite requests, a quiet way of saying, I've had enough. When those requests go unnoticed, some dogs feel they have no other way to communicate. And that's when the bite happens. Not because they hate you, not because they're aggressive, but because their earlier messages weren't understood. The good news? Learning to recognize those signals builds trust, and a dog that feels heard rarely needs to escalate. 2. Sometimes your dog isn't angry, they're hurting. This is one of the most important sections in this video, because many dogs that suddenly bite aren't angry at all. They're in pain. Dogs are incredibly good at hiding discomfort. In nature, showing weakness can be dangerous. So many dogs continue acting normal, even when something hurts. They eat, they play, they wag their tails. And then one day, someone touches the wrong spot, and they bite. Arthritis, hip pain, dental problems, back injuries, even something as simple as a sore muscle. All of these can trigger a defensive reaction, not because your dog wants to hurt you, but because pain changes behavior. If your dog has never bitten before and suddenly starts doing it, especially when touched in a specific area, take it seriously. That bite might be the only warning your dog knows how to give. And sometimes, listening early makes all the difference. 3. Fear can look like aggression. Now let's talk about the type of bite that surprises owners the most, the fear bite. Many people assume a biting dog is a confident dog, but often the opposite is true. A frightened dog may bite because they feel trapped, not because they want conflict. Think about it from their perspective. Something scares them. Their heart rate rises, their body floods with stress hormones, their brain shifts into survival mode, and suddenly, the world feels unsafe. At that point, they aren't thinking clearly, they're reacting. A loud noise, an unfamiliar person, a child moving too quickly, being cornered without an escape route. All of these situations can trigger fear, and fear sometimes creates bites. Not because your dog is bad, but because your dog feels they have run out of options. The best response isn't punishment, it's understanding, space, patience, and helping your dog feel safe again. 4. The bite that comes from play. Here's another situation many owners experience. You're playing with your dog. Everything is fun. Energy is high. Then suddenly, their teeth connect with your hand. This type of bite is often very different, especially in younger dogs. Puppies explore the world with their mouths, and many dogs learn early that hands can become part of the game. The problem is that what starts as playful mouthing can become painful as they grow. The solution isn't anger, it's redirection. Teach your dog that toys are for biting, hands are not. The more consistently you make that distinction, the easier it becomes for your dog to understand. And over time, play becomes safer for everyone involved. 5. The bite that actually means love. Now for something most people never expect. Not every use of teeth is negative. Some dogs gently take a person's hand in their mouth. Not hard, not aggressively, just softly, almost carefully. This behavior is often called affectionate mouthing. It's very different from a real bite. The body stays relaxed. The eyes remain soft. There is no tension, no fear, no warning, just calm contact. It's a behavior rooted in social bonding, a way some dogs express closeness, a way of saying, I trust you. I feel comfortable with you. You're part of my family. Of course, it's still important to teach boundaries, but understanding the difference matters, because context changes everything. The same teeth that can communicate fear can also communicate attachment. Final message. So what does it mean when your dog bites? The answer depends on the story surrounding the bite. Sometimes it's overstimulation. Sometimes it's pain. Sometimes it's fear. Sometimes it's play. And occasionally, it's affection. But almost every bite has one thing in common. It's communication. Your dog is trying to tell you something. And the better you become at reading that message, the stronger your bond becomes. Because the goal isn't simply preventing bites. The goal is understanding the animal standing in front of you, the one who trusts you, the one who depends on you, the one who spends every day trying to communicate in a language without words. And when we finally learn to listen, everything changes. Canid Mantor sign off. This is Canid Mantor, where we understand dogs not just as pets, but as emotions that walk beside us.